They say things like, I just have no motivation. I keep procrastinating. I know what I should do, but I don't do it. And after a while, they start believing something is wrong with them. But what if I told you something important? Laziness is almost never the real problem. In fact, most people who think they're lazy are actually dealing with something much deeper, something hidden in the way their mind works. And once you understand this, everything starts to change. Let's start with a simple question. Have you ever noticed that you're not lazy about everything? You might procrastinate on studying, working, exercising, or starting a project. But somehow you can spend hours watching videos, scrolling social media, or playing games. Suddenly, you're not lazy anymore. Your brain is active, focused, even excited. So what's going on? If laziness were real, you'd feel it all the time. But you don't. Which means the problem isn't laziness. The problem is resistance. Your brain constantly asks one question before doing anything. Is this worth the effort? If the answer is yes, you feel motivated. If the answer is unclear, your brain starts resisting. And resistance creates what we call laziness. But where does that resistance come from? There are usually 3 hidden reasons. The first one is overwhelm. When a task feels too big, your brain freezes. For example, imagine telling yourself, I need to change my entire life. I need to get in shape. I need to build a successful career. I need to become disciplined. Your brain hears this and thinks, this is huge. This will take forever. This will be painful. So instead of starting, it quietly chooses the easiest escape. Scrolling, watching something, doing anything else. Not because you're lazy, but because your brain is protecting you from stress. The second hidden reason is a lack of clarity. When you don't know exactly what to do, your brain feels lost. Think about the difference between these 2 thoughts. I should work on my future versus I will spend the next 20 minutes writing the first page. The first one feels heavy and confusing. The second one feels simple and clear. Your brain loves clarity. Without it, procrastination grows. And the third reason, which is the most powerful one, is fear. But not the kind of fear most people think about. It's the quiet, hidden fear of things like, what if I fail? What if I try my best, and it's still not enough? What if people judge me? What if I discover I'm not as capable as I thought? These fears don't always appear as obvious thoughts. Instead, they quietly transform into something else. Procrastination. Your brain tells you, I'll start tomorrow, I'll do it later, I just need more time. But tomorrow becomes next week. Next week becomes next month. And slowly, people start labeling themselves as lazy. But here's the truth. Your brain isn't trying to ruin your life. It's trying to protect you from discomfort. The problem is, growth always requires discomfort. Which brings us to the real solution. If you want to defeat laziness, you can't fight your brain. You have to work with it. The first step is making everything smaller. Most people fail because they start too big. They say, I'll work for 5 hours. I'll change everything starting today. But your brain sees this as a threat. Instead, try something different. Tell yourself, I'll just do this for 5 minutes. That's it. 5 minutes. Your brain relaxes because it feels manageable. And something interesting happens. Once you start, continuing becomes much easier. Momentum begins. The second step is removing friction. Every small obstacle increases resistance. For example, if you want to read more, but the book is hidden somewhere in your room, you won't read. If you want to exercise, but you need to prepare everything first, you'll delay it. Your brain always chooses the path of least resistance. So make the good habits easier. Leave the book on your desk. Prepare your workspace. Make the first step obvious and simple. And the third step is understanding something powerful. Motivation usually comes after action, not before. Most people wait until they feel motivated. But that moment rarely arrives. Instead, motivation appears once you start moving. It's like pushing a heavy car. At the beginning, it feels impossible. But once the car starts rolling, it becomes much easier to keep going. Your brain works the same way. Action creates momentum. Momentum creates motivation. And motivation creates discipline. But there's one more thing many people misunderstand. You don't need to be productive every second of your life. Rest is not laziness. Recovery is not weakness. Even the most successful people in the world have moments when they feel tired, lost, or unmotivated. What separates them from everyone else is not endless motivation. It's their ability to start anyway, even when it feels small, even when it feels perfect, even when they don't feel ready, because they understand something simple. Your life doesn't change in one big moment. It changes through tiny decisions repeated every day. One small action today, another one tomorrow, and another one next week, until suddenly the person you once wanted to become starts looking back at you in the mirror. There's also something important that many people never realize. The more you delay something, the heavier it feels. Think about a simple task you've been avoiding for weeks. Maybe sending a message, starting a project, cleaning your room, working on something important. At the beginning, the task was small, but every day you avoided it, your mind added more weight to it. You started thinking things like, this is going to take forever, this is going to be stressful, this is going to be difficult. But in reality, most of the time the task itself is not the problem. The anticipation is. Our brain is incredibly good at imagining worst-case scenarios. But once we finally start the task, something surprising often happens. It wasn't as hard as we thought. It wasn't as painful as we expected. And sometimes we even wonder, why did I wait so long to do this? This is one of the biggest psychological traps of procrastination. The longer we wait, the bigger the task becomes in our imagination. And the bigger it becomes, the harder it feels to start. That's why one of the most powerful habits you can build is simple. Start before you feel ready. Not perfectly, not confidently, just start. Because confidence doesn't come from thinking, it comes from doing. Every small action you take sends a signal to your brain. I am the kind of person who moves forward. And over time, that identity becomes stronger than laziness ever was. So if you've been calling yourself lazy, maybe it's time to change that story. Maybe you're not lazy. Maybe your brain is just waiting for the first small step. And the moment you take it, everything can start moving. If this video helped you understand yourself a little better, leave a like so more people can see it. And if you want more psychology and self-growth videos like this, make sure to subscribe. Because sometimes the smallest insight can change the way you see your entire life.